Backcourts tonight, and this is probably the kind of game that suits your taste. Am I right?
Oh, I love it. I love it, Kevin. This game is going to come down to guard play. It's not just about the backcourt scoring. It's just as much about that strong perimeter defense.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. George and Leonard are the forwards. Norman Powell is out there with Harden. And it's Zubac in at the center, locking down the middle. Hey, Brent, with his skill set, Norman Powell is the type of player that could fit on any team.
Yeah, so effective at playing off the ball, and he's a good source of instant offense when he gets that opportunity. He could be a three-level scorer.
And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now. These, the new power rankings, they tell a great story. Look at Philadelphia. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top five.
And right now, Brooklyn, they were obviously hoping to start out better. Still, too soon to panic. But lately, they've had very little luck and seem to be trending in the wrong direction.
Well, Leonard usually has humble assist numbers, but that doesn't mean he's not going to keep his eyes open.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Here's Finney Smith. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. A three from Leonard. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let-up. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Passes it to Bridges. Lets it go with the three. It's rebounded by Leonard. Kicks it out to Harden. Fires from deep. And that one released in time, but no good. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Clippers lead by 3. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just stretching out the floor in that first. They had the defense scrambling.
Pretty prime example here of how to space the floor and do it correctly. When you do it, that's the kind of thing that happens.
O'Neal is out there with Ben Simmons. Then it's Lonnie Walker. Then it's Thomas. And it's Bridges in at the 2. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. Shot's good by Walker.
Well, he passes to the wide-open man. Bridges developing some team chemistry.
Boy, Brooklyn GA did all they could to assemble a championship team, and look what happened.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, you take your swings in this league, and sometimes it works. Sometimes you have to retool, and they still have some good players to build around. And they've done a great job knocking down those long-range shots here in the second, shooting just over 40% from downtown.
George. Rebounded by the Nets. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
Yeah, I think they prepared to face more defensive pressure in that one. It didn't happen, and boy, they just rolled.
It took just a little bit of time, but once they figured out the D on that night, man, their offense was rolling.
A nice shot by George.
That's something I think Paul George in the offseason is really working on, just pulling up off the dribble, maintaining great balance. Very few flaws in his offensive game.
Unloads from 13. Ben Simmons with the rebound.
With nobody getting a hand in his face in that painted area, that's a miss he's going to be disappointed with.
Drops in the tray.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Westbrook can't get it to go. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on an 11-3 run. Here's Bridges, and he uses the glass on the layup. Bridges has got the lead up to 7 now for the Nets.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Nobody near George. From outside, off the mark. O'Neal from long range. It's not going to go for him. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Their defense has been active and all right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
You know, right now for the Nets, they're letting the losses stack up. It can dim your confidence and your playoff chances. They need to make...
Moving on. In that first half of basketball, things are looking pretty good for the Brooklyn Nets.
Well, it's no secret.
And that is a wrap. Now let's...
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. The team's cutting back on practices to limit the load on players. And Brent, some say it creates the opposite effect. Players not conditioned to the level they need to be.
You wonder in the next couple of years, Kevin, if some of the coaches, just depending on the life cycle of their team, with a team being young as opposed to a team being veteran, that coaches are going to find creative ways to get more practice time in. We know practice time is where teams improve the most.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. George and Leonard are the forwards. Harden out there with Norman Powell. And it's Zubac in at the 5 down low. A two-time Finals MVP, Kawhi Leonard. Brent, he's shown he can dominate at the highest of levels.
And when he dominates every facet of the game at his peak. Kawhi is one of the most impactful players this game has ever seen.
It's Powell on the wing. And it's off from three-point range. Brooklyn leading by 4. Pass to Finney-Smith. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Clippers. We can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for him.
Yeah, Leonard can do this. He can just take over a game offensively.
Claxton, no good.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
27 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. That puts them in the lead. Harden's got 6.
I mean, there's just no limit to Harden's range, even from way downtown. This guy is a threat to score.
Mann's checked in for Powell. We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the third. Bridges outside. Over to the wing. Here's Finney-Smith. Drills the three-pointer. Finney-Smith's got his first 3 points of the game.
That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
It could go. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Nets out in front. They lead by a bucket. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter has come. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. We've got Mikal Bridges. Dorian Finney-Smith is out there with Nicholas Claxton. Then it's Johnson, and it's Dinwiddie in at the point guard. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Zubac, a screen on Dinwiddie. Here's Leonard. Makes that one his 6th of the night. Shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
Kawhi's got that broad build and those long arms. It can be pretty easy for him to find those kind of shots.
And there it is for him.
Can't afford these defensive breakdowns, especially down the stretch.
Breakdowns like this are only going to hurt you moving forward and late in the game. Establish some trust and make the defense come together.
And that was almost a block. Still get enough to alter the shot.
Yeah, altering the shot, just as long as there's a miss, that kind of energy not wasted.
Here's Finney Smith, and he's good on the 3-ball. And now a 7-point Nets lead.
People talk about 3-and-D with Bridges, but he can pass it too.
With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Tyronn Lue as he talked with the team. He told them to pick up the pace. He said, if we're going to win, we have to seize this moment and act fast. He said, go all out or go home. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
That shot off. Big T that time from Leonard.
And not sure they've got enough time to save themselves.
Looking unlikely right here. That time ticking away.
An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Johnson. An easy 2 points on the layup. And the Nets lead by 9.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed. He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Offensive rebound, Claxton. Tries yet again, and it's good on the way in.
An impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on, and that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going, fully on display here.
Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
Nice to play with a point guard that takes pride in playmaking. It makes you move around.
And